The Jewish people were building Jerusalem 3,000 years ago, and the Jewish people are building Jerusalem today. Jerusalem is not a settlement, it's our capital.
We in Congress stand by Israel, something we have a joint bipartisan commitment. No for separation between us on this subject. In Congress, we speak with one voice on the subject of Israel.
I just never thought I'd live to see the day that an American administration denounces the Jewish state of Israel for rebuilding Jerusalem.
Well, at this hour, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is meeting with President Obama in the Oval Office. It is a closed event to the press. We may get a picture a bit later. But this settlement issue has been a big issue the past couple of weeks. We're back with the panel. Charles, in his speech to AIPAC, the Prime Minister said everyone knows these neighborhoods will be part of Israel in any peace settlement, so it doesn't preclude the possibility of a two-state solution moving forward. Yet he told lawmakers that there may be a significant delay in talks.
Well, I think there is. We've already had a year delay in talks because of Obama interjecting the settlement issue in the first place. Remember, for 17 years, the Palestinians and Israelis negotiated ever since Oslo directly in the absence of a freeze in settlements. Palestinians never demanded it as a precondition. In comes Obama. He demands a freeze of settlements. The Israelis say, why should we make preemptive concessions in advance? Palestinians haven't made any. And the Palestinians answer and say, well, if the Americans are demanding a settlement freeze, we're going to demand it as well. And in fact, we won't even speak with the Israelis until there is a settlement freeze. This is absurd. That's why we've had a year of the Palestinians essentially in a boycott of these negotiations. So then Netanyahu works out a fig leaf, a compromise in which he agrees to a 10-month moratorium outside of Jerusalem for a freeze. And then all of a sudden, Obama reimposes a new condition now of a freeze in Jerusalem, which no Israeli government will ever accept. Jerusalem is the Israeli capital. Everybody understands that in a settlement, these neighborhoods of East Jerusalem, the ones that we are speaking about and where the construction is occurring, as well as the Jewish quarter of Jerusalem, are going to be in the Jewish state under any understanding or settlement. For example, in the Clinton parameters of the negotiations a decade ago, they would be incorporated into Israel. So no Israeli is going to accept a preemptive concession that Jews can't live in these areas of East Jerusalem. So unless Obama changes this new condition, talks are now again at a standstill because of a blunder on the part of this administration. Everybody wants negotiations. This inadvertently undermines them.
AB, what about this meeting that's happening right now?
There's no cameras because nobody's going to come out and say anything nice to each other in front of the media. The optics are terrible. We heard very stark messages from Secretary of State Clinton and from the Prime Minister yesterday at AIPAC. Very, very different messages. And anyone who was expecting him to come here and be more cooperative got it wrong. He is defiant. I have no idea where the administration can go at this point on if they're going to buckle the settlement request. It's really hard to tell because they're not going to get a reset of relations from Netanyahu, that's for sure. I mean, it's a real signal that they meet in private and won't even come out and have a public discussion or appearance. They share this common goal, obviously, of containing Iran. They have to continue to work together. They keep talking about the strength of the relationship, but this is a real freeze. I mean, this is really dramatic.
On Iran, last night after our show, the Prime Minister, Steve, said Israel thus expects the international community to act swiftly and decisively with sanctions on Iran to thwart the behavior, but we reserve the right of self-defense. Swiftly and decisively is not something you've characterized the administration as being on Iran.
No, I think that normative statement, a declarative statement or a description of reality. I think they, in fact, probably don't expect the international community to act swiftly or decisively, perhaps even at all. And I think there you have really the fun disconnect between what you're seeing from Netanyahu and what you're seeing from the Obama administration. The Obama administration is putting up phony obstacles in the way of these peace talks and within the process, and at the same time doing virtually nothing on Iran. You know, Iran actually matters, and it matters right now. It matters quickly. The peace talks have been going on forever. They're going to proceed. Urgency is Iran. Israel fed the Obama administration not only doesn't feel it, but I don't think that they actually think to stop Iran from getting a nuclear weapon.
Quickly.
This is started here. It's a person who bows deeply to Saudi Arabia, who's in a photo op with the dictator of Venezuela, and will not allow the press in when he's a meeting. The prime minister of the only democracy in the Middle East and the strong ally in the Middle East. It is odd indeed.
That is it for the panel, but stay tuned for an example of being in the wrong place at the wrong time.